Welcome, everybody. I want to introduce everybody to Modern Perspective Podcast. This is our Sunday stream. I want to tell y'all that we are live on multiple platforms right now. We're on Twitch, YouTube, and we're on X right now. So we're live on multiple platforms. Z, go ahead,
And
start it off. Though.
yes, I will. Like he said, welcome to Modern Perspective. So as we see, we got two new faces here today. So as we all know, Holly, that's Mr. CEO. And then we also have Miss Resourceful. It's nice to meet you, baby. And then we have Jalen Summers here as well. And then y'all know me, Z. And today we have a couple of very, I wouldn't even say controversial topics. They just are topics that need to be talked about. I've been seeing a lot going on in the world and especially on these news feeds. So to go straight into it, the first one would be the ice shooting as far as Renee Good and nobody's really talking about it but Keith Porter. He died before her, but both lives matter. So we'll get into that. And then we also are going to get into Trump invading Venezuela, kidnapping the president, but really diving into whether he did it just for the oil. And then we'll finish it off talking about Mr. Trey Young and how he switched out from the Hawks. And this lovely quote that he said, the pain of staying the same eventually outweighed the fear of change. Well, I can't see the bottom one, but y'all get that paraphrased. So we'll go ahead and get into it now with these ICE shootings. ICE has been around for a long time. We've been hearing them invading and, knocking on people's doors. Not everybody understanding their laws, not everybody understanding their rights, and just, them just doing whatever, giving people a gun and saying you have the legal right to shoot and kill whoever, just based off of your job. But everybody's been speaking of Renee Good and Keith Porter being the most recent deaths. How do y'all feel about this?
Well, as far as for the previous shooting that happened, I'm really not into race at all. I think it's just a made up thing, but it's become relevant because that's how a lot of things are controlled, and it would be totally different. And people have a lot of different opinions if she was a different race because she clearly put herself in that predicament. And every time, a person of color gets into something like that, everyone's always like, oh, well, you should have followed the rules, or you should have followed directions, or you
Right.
shouldn't have this and that. But she intentionally like placed herself in it. Like, who takes their car and just, hey, But
What about
Yeah,
you, Jeff? How you feeling?
I've seen multiple angles and different videos of the situation, and I do think there's accountability to be had on both parts. I think that the cop was zigzagging. The ICE agent, I don't call him a cop. The ICE agent, I don't know if it's considered a cop or not. He was
Mhm.
zigzagging in front of the vehicle, almost enticing her in a way of it. Kind of reminds me of when you're going down the aisle the same direction as somebody else, and y'all both kind of trying to figure out how to get around each other,
Right.
and y'all go the same direction, and the cop says, "Hey, you trying to run into me?" You know what I mean? And then on her part, she should have known to relax because they have historically used a vehicle as a weapon. If you have a vehicle moving towards any law enforcement officer, they consider that a deadly weapon with deadly force. So they shoot. But upon watching more videos, the cop shot point blank through the windshield at her upper torso and head, and also kept shooting even after she drove past him. So lock him up. He going to jail.
Mhm.
He's going to jail.
Definitely have a point there because, like you said, they've been doing this for the longest time. And I think that's where the disconnect be is that accountability doesn't isn't really shown. A lot of people are aware of these issues, but nobody's holding anybody accountable. Nobody's saying like this is actually what happened. It wasn't just somebody got shot. This was the situation for what it was. And we gotta hold everybody, every party accountable. We can't hold her accountable. She's no longer here. But we still
Right.
have somebody that's alive that was in the situation that can still be held accountable. So there can be some type of change being made. There's kids watching this. Like I said, I'm big on the youth. There's kids seeing this on their social media feed and just feeling like this shit is normalized. Excuse my language, but it's feeling like this is normal to just, see cops and see agents and see everybody and they got to fear for their lives. Like, I'll be damned if I let my brother and my sister continue to grow up in this world. So if that means I got to make a change and do that, then I got to make a change and do that, let alone bringing my own child. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah, that's just, it be
Ego.
a
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, yeah. So like this is absolutely crazy in my perspective because like this isn't even like is this someone who's a illegal immigrant? Like she wasn't even an illegal immigrant, right? You know what I'm saying? This is an illegal immigrant. So it's like ICE is like really just going above what they should be doing. Like y'all shouldn't even be doing what y'all are doing at this point. And then we even heard stuff in Chicago with the black people too. So it's like I feel like ICE is doing way more than just illegal immigration at this point. I feel like they're kind of crossing little boundaries or they're touching more than what they should be touching. And so that's how I feel at this point when it comes to ICE. Like we've heard about the Chicago stuff. They're shooting white people in Illinois or wherever the actual state was. But it's just absolutely crazy what's going on at this point
It's
because nobody
everywhere.
expected. Yeah, like nobody expected that ICE to be have this type of deadly force being used against the American people. So it's like, what's really going on at this point? Because like, yeah, she was in a motor vehicle, and the majority of the time, cops will shoot you if you are in your motor vehicle, and then you're in their direction or beside them. We've seen this so many times when it comes to like cop brutality or somebody getting shot or something like that. It's always because someone's in the vehicle and then they're trying to leave. So we always see that scenario when they pull that gun out in that scenario. But it's just crazy what's going on right now, y'all. Because like it's both ends were at fault. Because like just like Jalen said, like the guy kept shooting the guys pointing at her torso. Like he could have gave a warning shot because like he wasn't 100% directly right in front of the car, but he still was kind of like a little bit to the side of the car. You see what I'm saying? That makes any sense.
It does. It's definitely the angles. I'm glad they had different footage to show the situation and wasn't just given, one angle, one perspective. They were able to show multiple things so everybody can see the full situation. But you showing the world what's going on, but still not doing nothing about it. That don't make no sense to me. That just you just trying to traumatize everybody. Like I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch any of the footage because I know me, I couldn't. And I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't like watching certain things like that because you're just wanting me to see that. And honestly, to anybody else, to any sane normal person, most things will make people cry. Most things like that will make somebody cry. And I watched a video about how the world is desensitized. Like we can watch certain things and it takes you watching it 5 times before you actually get some type of emotion from it. So I try to steer clear from watching a lot of things like that. But I definitely do, read up on it and, gain information, but I definitely don't want to see it. I'm just gonna be completely honest. Um to go ahead and move on to our next topic. The next topic was everybody heard about Trump invading Venezuela and capturing their president. And he is making this big thing about it, being about the oil. He wants control of the oil. So, we can sell it. And he's saying now Cuba will no longer get anything from Venezuela. Who does this man think he is? Like, wholeheartedly. Like, I
Yeah,
really want to know who
really
this
though.
man think he is.
I can't believe he had him dressed in a Nike Tech. But anyway, I'm
Man,
sorry. Go
what? That's not what no.
Well, I think a lot of things are like from personal standpoints because just from the past patterns with him up until now, like he has a vendetta against the Spanish people, against the Hispanics. We're just gonna throw that out there.
Mhm.
There's something up with him and the Hispanics, and I'm half Hispanic myself, but going through what I went through personally recently, I kind of see why, but that's a personal thing. And then a lot of things that are going on now is based off of ego. We were talking about before and the subject now. And then also Venezuela has like a lot of other resources. Like they're big in gold and diamond and a lot of other stuff too. So it's like, is that a cover up? And then he's saying that something about drugs. And from my own personal experiences and just what I see now with my eyes, I know that human trafficking and a lot of like child harm is really like, done by Hispanics. So it's like, I really don't know it all. I'm not gonna lie. I don't
And
know.
that's where we see it from mostly. I don't mean to cut you out, but I feel like we see a lot of what the world wants us to see. And what we don't realize is that it's a lot of Hispanics, a lot of Latinos, a lot of Latinas that's going through these situations that we see. But honestly, it makes me go back even further to where this was a normal thing no matter what your race was. If you was foreign to this country, you was being brought over here, whether you was African, Asian, Latino, whatever, you were being brought over here, you were being trafficked. So this is all things that people learn and they just went with it. And we're just hearing about this now, but this has been going on for years. It's not just Venezuela, it's probably the whole Southern America, because we
Yeah,
know what's going on in North America. We know what's going on in the Middle East. We know what's going on everywhere. So, like you said, is it a cover up? Like, you have so many other resources, but you choose oil because
just getting
gold is worth way more than oil if we're gonna talk about it. Like, if we're really talking about resources, that's worth way more and it's gonna last longer. So, what is really going on underneath you saying that it's about oil?
right.
Something else is
Yeah,
going on. So, I definitely
so
believe it.
you really hit the needle on the head on that one. Now I'm really thinking about it too through like a bigger perspective. Like, okay,
She
what's
definitely
really going on? It could be a way bigger thing underneath this oil situation.
Because
definitely.
why does he want to get rid of them so bad? Like,
Facts.
Yeah, so I'm not as informed as you guys when it comes to this, but from based on what the media has been spoon feeding me, I've been seeing the Venezuelans. They seem pretty happy. They've been celebrating. They're like I seen a video of a lady knocked on her grandma's door, and her grandma was almost in tears because Trump invaded Venezuela and got that guy up out of there. They got
yeah,
him out the paint, and she was happy. So apparently, I'm hearing he has some kind of dictatorship over the country. But once again, I'm not super informed. That's just what the media is feeding me, so I don't know.
Everybody would do the same thing when it comes to Trump. If somebody was to come over here and invade and take him up out of here, we would all cry and celebrate too, even though we know that the person that came in and invaded is the evilest person on earth. We would probably celebrate and say, "You got him up out of here," but now we got another problem to deal with. So the grandma crying and getting up out of there, it's probably because she didn't have to deal with it. She was a child when it happened, probably. But now is you just got another evil to deal with, and that's just what I'm seeing in the world. It's one evil after another. Kill off one, you gotta deal with another. You kill off that one, you gotta deal with another. It's like, when is it gonna stop? And it's gonna stop when we start seeing the bigger picture. Like Resourceful said, I'm a shorten it and call you Resourceful. Is that okay? Okay. But like she said, it's something bigger at play here. Like, it's not just the oil, it's not just him invading, it's not him wearing whatever he made him wear in the picture and posted it. It's not just it's not just the shooting and the angles of the videos that they giving us. It's more to that. And we have to see beyond it. But we gotta see beyond it while going through everything we go through. So hopefully we get to that point. That's the goal for sure. Um and then to lead into our next one would be Trey Young and him trading out of the Hawks. So I'm gonna let the guys talk about this because I saw y'all went
Yeah.
ahead and said, go
go ahead.
ahead.
He's like, yes.
So right.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna let the guys
All
go ahead and
right.
talk about it, and then we'll talk about the quote because that's one of my biggest things. Go ahead.
I'll go ahead
Well,
and let him go ahead and get it. The season pass take a hold. I'll let him go ahead and take it on first.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah. So this is my second year having a season ticket with the Hawks. So I'm financially invested, right?
Okay.
Not so much emotionally, it was more so financially, but because of the financials, now I'm emotionally invested. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
um,
Now since Trey is gone, are you still financial? Because like I feel like a lot of fans are going to be financially invested now that Trey is gone. You see what I'm saying? Because
Mm.
he was like a lot of people like Trey not just because he was a great ball, but he had a great personality. He was real cool and down to earth.
right,
Like if you ever
right,
seen any of his YouTube videos or him actually off the court, he was actually a cool ass guy
hmm
outside the court.
right.
Keep going.
So a lot of the consensus in the stadium, the internet doesn't talk much about the Hawks because we're kind of they call us a small market, but the consensus in the stadium is they love Trey Young, but I think most of us fans had to kind of accept the reality. The reality of things is when Trey Young was out, we were winning. Trae Young came back. I think we went 2-8 or something like that when Trae Young came back. Jalen Johnson is the new face of that team. Kristaps Porzingis, he's cool, but he's always hurt. He's like a lesser AD, but hurt just as much. My man Riche, the number one overall pick, he's still trying to find his way. You know what I'm saying? Kobe and Jordan also trying to find their way in the beginning, so we're gonna give him time. He's young. But it's Jalen Johnson's team now. Them bringing in CJ McCollum is cool, but from what I'm hearing amongst the fans, they're not that happy. I'm not that happy with Trae Young. But CJ McCollum, like, I'm not saying he washed, but he did put up 40 against us not too long ago. And I'm assuming the scout seen that, GM seen that, was like, I kind of like him. You know what I'm saying? He put 40 up against us. So maybe that's why the deal happened. I don't know. But I can tell you this. I knew that this was going to happen at some point because Trae Young, we were too Trae Young dependent. All those games I've been to, I'm watching full games. I'm watching the whole game. And we were too dependent on Trae Young. Everybody moving the ball around. Dyson Daniels was like, what do I do with this? Pass the ball to this guy. What do I do with this? We had Clint Capella. Clint Capella, he ain't good for nothing but grabbing rebounds. He's like, what do I do with this? You know what I'm saying? So everybody was like, okay, Trae Young, you figure it out and I'll just cut to the basket. Hey, you figure it out and I'll stay at the 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? We were too dependent on the guy. Then Jalen Johnson stepped up. And Jalen Johnson was doing what Trae Young did while also playing more defense, grabbing more rebounds, and scoring around the same kind of notch. So I knew the writing was on the wall. Trae Young is too expensive. You know what I'm saying? And the team, I can tell they're trying to build that cap space to try to bring in more pieces. They try to do the OKC thing. We need a guy we can lean on, and we need a whole bunch of B+ guys around the guy to lean on. I think the guy to lean on is going to be Jalen Johnson, and he's cheap right now. Jalen Johnson ain't making $40 million like Trae Young. You know what I'm saying? So I think getting CJ on an expiring contract, they're probably going to pack him up. I don't think they're going to extend him. Highly doubt it. They might see what he's going to do for this year. They're probably going, if they do extend him, I'll be very shocked. They're probably going to get him for this year, let his contract go ahead, fizzle out. We have cap space, and we're going to go after somebody like, Zion, John Morant. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like is coming. That's what I personally think is coming. What say you?
Yeah, man, that was a perfect. That was perfect, man. Yeah, that's why we had you on the street because we knew you was gonna break it down like that, man. See me, just being an Atlanta native, man, just loving the Hawks as a child, just growing up, just loving basketball, man. It's just like seeing Trae Young a part of the team and just see how flashy he was, how good of a athletic person he was for the Hawks. Like you know how it's been like when we don't have a star player or like MVP or a superstar. Like we finally got a superstar that people actually want to come to the Hawks to come see the actual Hawks. Because like we wanted to see this star player, this idolization, this hero. Like when they see Trae Young, they see a hero. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like, hey, now since Trae Young is not a part of Atlanta anymore, we don't have a hero. Like, like Jalen, like you're saying that the guy Jalen on the actual Hawks team, right? Yeah, you're saying that he's like, yeah, you're saying he's like a pretty good player or whatever, right? But a lot of people don't really know him. So, but everybody, but like people already knew, like when Trae Young was a rookie, that everybody loved Trae Young because he already showed his potential in college. Everybody loved this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just already idolized before he even got out of college. Like this guy, like I said, is a hero, and now we just lost our hero. Now we lost all our attraction to Atlanta. So not only is like he was a symbolization as a hero in Atlanta. Now it's gonna be less traffic coming to Atlanta because like everybody wanting to come to Atlanta and party with Trae Young and go to the after parties. Like we don't have that star, that hero anymore. And now I feel like it's just gonna destroy all the really interest in Atlanta. Just not having a star player in Atlanta. And that's our perspective on it.
Oh, I got a question. So with all this hype and all of this pressure that I feel like he has on him to be the hero, as you call him, and to be this big name. And like, it really hit me when you said that when he left, it was like a piece of Atlanta left with him. And with all of that pressure being on him, do you think that's why he said him leaving was way bigger than the fear of change? Because the fear of change will really keep somebody from doing what they really need to do. But with all the pressure that y'all saying he had on him, with him being, the guy that everybody looked to even during the game, and then him being this hero, do you think that's why he wanted to leave?
So I think that
Mm.
I'm trying to find the exact quote.
Yeah, I
Um,
was I was trying to find the exact quote too. I couldn't find it to see exactly what he said because it was really what he said that stuck out to me. Like I know him trading, that was going to definitely be a big thing for everybody in sports, but it really was what he said about him leaving that really stuck with me, and I cannot find the picture. Like,
I'm
can
looking
y'all
for it
still
as
see?
well. I found it.
Okay, what he
I
say?
found it. He said, "The pain of staying the same eventually outweighed the uncertainty of change."
Mm,
So
yes.
I can give my 2 cents on that one. So what I'm gathering from that is the pain of staying the same eventually outweighed the uncertainty of change. I think he was tired of playing in Atlanta, right?
Mm,
And technically being undervalued, not financially, but the league is looking at him like, oh, he's just Trey Young, who's a Steph Curry light. He's like a
mm.
diet version of Steph Curry. He can come off the screen, shoot a three, hit you with a floater, cross you up. You see what I'm saying? Steph Curry get all the attention for it though, but Trey Young does the same thing. This is a little on a he's a lesser version of Steph Curry, but he does the same things. He can pass just as well, dribble just as well. He just can't shoot it as well, right?
Mm.
Um, so I think him staying in Atlanta, his career is going to just fizzle out as just that guy who can maybe make the All Star, maybe not. They treat Trey Young like I want to go too far left, but he's like a side chick in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? All the
A
main chicks,
side
all
chick is
a side chick,
savage.
side chick, because all
Side
the baddies are getting to the All Star game every year. They get the
That's
All
painful to
NBAs.
me. I would want to leave too. Forget
You know
the
what I'm saying?
uncertainty of anything. I'm leaving. That is painful. I don't
You
want to
see
be
what
a
I'm saying?
side chick. What?
So right. So he want to get out that side position, be somebody's main. So Wizards say, hey, you come over here. I'm posting you on social media. You come over here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm claiming you. You don't have to keep recording my arm at dinner. You know what I'm saying?
You are speaking to
So
Holly's soul right now.
you
Like,
know what I'm saying?
he
Yeah,
is
that's
really
it. That's
feeling
it.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
it.
I think that's what it is. I think it outweighs the uncertainty of change. Because I think he's saying he don't want to stay for this ride all the way until he retires and keep falling
Right.
into basketball purgatory where everybody's forgetting about you besides people in Atlanta or people that watched you in college. When you got Jalen Johnson, who LeBron literally co-signed him the other day. LeBron said, I've been working out with Jalen Johnson. The biggest
Mm.
basketball player since Michael Jordan said his name. So Jalen Johnson is about to go like this over Trey Young at a certain point. Not right now, of course, because like my man Holly said, Trey Young has a lot of history with us in Atlanta. Um, but yeah, he don't want to just sit stagnant where he is in Atlanta and keep doing what he's doing. They're losing while he's doing it, and then now players are like, I don't know if I want to come play over there because Trey Young got the ball 80% of the time. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think that's what he meant by the pain of staying the same eventually outweighed the uncertainty of change. Because changes are coming. They bringing in people, they trading people. All the guys he's starting to like, they get rid of them. The only person consistent is Ricochet, Dyson Daniel, Jalen Johnson, and that's really it. The other backup point guard changes. They got rid of Capella, brought in what's my man name? Gay and I forgot my man name, the 6'8" dude. They brought them in. They might be gone next season. All his friends are coming and going. They're still not winning. He's getting paid, but they're not winning. He's not making All-Star teams because Jalen Johnson took his spot this year. You see what I'm saying? So I think he'll
It's
rather go
painful to
somewhere.
see all your hard work and you feel like it's still not enough. Like to constantly be putting in effort and not just the effort that you say, oh yeah, I'm putting in effort, but the actual effort where it's showing results.
Mhm.
And it still isn't giving those results that everybody else wants. But you know what it's doing for you. Like that is very painful. But that's
Right.
why for me, like hearing that what you said LeBron had basically
Yeah.
co-sign for one of the guys. Like having those type of connections for me will always be bigger than money. Connections are the money. Because if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, you never
Mhm.
gonna be wanting for anything. Because you always gonna have that connection and it's ever flowing. So
Right.
With that
I
being
do.
said, I just feel like maybe he just, like you said, he need to get out of his hometown. Cause is he from Atlanta?
No, he's from Oklahoma, I believe.
So, but like getting away from the team he's been with for the longest time, since his high school days, like getting away from that and finding something new. Like I just learned for myself that one of the biggest things is that when you are trying to build something in a place that you grew up in, you always gonna have some type of stagnant energy there. You gotta move away from that. I am learning that myself right now, and man, when I tell you I'm seeing it, I am seeing it
Horrible.
that pain from being so stuck or constantly going through the same cycles just based off of you staying in one place for so long and conforming yourself to that,
Mm.
it is painful. And uncertainty, baby, it ain't even real, to be honest with you. That fear, it's not even real. So, but honestly, we here, and that's what we here to do. Is to teach these people, but also teach ourselves first and foremost, because you can't teach somebody else unless you're teaching yourself. That's another lesson we learning out here. So, with that
This
being
is just
said,
how
does
can you say,
anybody have any last words before we get up on out of here tonight?
well, I wanted to figure out what was Mr. Resourceful's perspective on that actual quote that we were just talking about.
Well, my mind went from here
Jenna,
to
Jenna, can
there
you repeat the quote?
here to there
It
because
was
I
all over the
take
place,
Jenna,
right?
Jenna.
yeah, I take everybody's opinion into accountability, but I know that sometimes change is scary due to the comfort. Like a person will not choose that unfamiliar heaven because they're so used to choosing the familiar hell. Like, scared to take the step down the path that they don't see because they see what's down here the whole time. This is what holds your dreams. So,
Yeah.
yeah, simple.
Oh, I do want to throw
Oh, that's
one more
real.
thing in about this.
That's real.
I got one more thing to say about this Trey Young thing. I don't want to beat it to death, but another big reason from what I hear as to why he decided to leave was because they didn't extend him. So I'm not sure if
Mm.
y'all know what the extension is, but basically um, they can offer him more years and a bigger contract, probably more likely Supermax because he's I think 28, been with the team for a while. They decided to not extend him. So what that means is at the end of the season he can enter free agency, and there's no guarantee. So he mentioned uncertainty. There's no guarantee. So they can either a let him walk away to a different team, or they can say we want to keep you, Trey, but we're paying you 35 mil. How about 20? How about 15? You see what I'm
Mm.
I
saying?
read
Yeah.
So
that I ain't seen.
yeah,
Right.
so
Mm.
imagine it's my closing statement. So imagine you working at a company, a 9 to 5 that you love, you're having a good old time, like you're prospering, right? You're thriving, you're having a good old time. And year 5 or however many years it's been for him, the show is way more than 5. They say, well, instead of giving you a raise, let's just hold off until like July. Let's see what we want to do with you before I talk about a raise. Would that kind of hurt your feelings? Like, damn, after all I've done for y'all gonna
Yeah.
tell me hold on before you give me a raise? Like, you can tell me
Can
to
y'all
wait.
see my potential
You
already?
basically telling me
You
to
know
wait.
who I can
And,
be?
right.
That's how it is at jobs now. You'll see people just stick with that same exact job forever. And it's like, spread your wings. Go this way. Stop choosing this
Yeah.
way. Like,
Yeah,
And
you
that's
hit the
an
nail on
example
that
of
for
like,
sure.
yeah, yeah, and that's a great example of being scared of change. Like you cannot be afraid of change, especially if someone or some company is not valuing what you bring to the table. And that's exactly how I feel about it. Like you cannot be afraid of change. That's a relationship, a company, anything that you're a part of. Like if they're not valuing what you got going on or see the potential that you bring to the table, you have to just let it go.
you're sick and tired. You're sick and tired.
Yeah. And we all tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
Oh,
But just
well,
go ahead and
y'all.
close it off for us.
Oh well. I'm glad to have heard everything that we talked about tonight and hearing y'all lovely opinions on it. Like I said, the biggest thing is change, and we got to change within ourselves, which is why we have these conversations to hear each other's points of views and to give them out to the world so we can hear their points of views as well. But tonight I feel like we have everything that we need, and hopefully we will see y'all again next Sunday at 7 p.m.
Definitely. I love you guys' brains.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Appreciate the show.
You
All right, peace.